Hello. Good evening, everyone. This is Popcast on the Rocks on a Wednesday, Games Edition number 1. So, new
Right.
bonus series on Twitch and YouTube. Hope you like it. Covering all the new game stuff coming out this summer. How you doing this evening, Andrea?
I'm good. Still still trying to get over that hump of technical difficulties over at my house, but I'm here. I'm in, live moving living color and you can hear me, I hope.
Yeah.
So, we persevere.
Yep. Yep. Look, I mean, I never thought I would say it, but I mean, Skype seems to be working pretty well.
I know, I
So,
know. It's gosh, I feel like we're almost doing like a vintage or like a throwback, technology here. I haven't used Skype in years, so it's kind of crazy.
funny.
But yeah, it's working for us, so we'll run with it until, it doesn't, and then we'll find some new platform to broadcast on. It'll be fun.
Yep.
A
Yep.
little
Keep jumping
adventure.
around. Perfect.
Yep.
Yep.
How are you?
Maybe someday. Oh, no. Good. I'm good. Yeah. Now that we got this going, everything's good.
Right.
Um, my ice in my drink has melted completely in the setup time.
Using
I
ice?
suppose, yeah, using ice. That's why you use stones, I suppose.
That's right. We've had this discussion so many times, John. When will you learn? What are you drinking that your
I'll
ice
learn.
melted into?
Yeah, I mean it's okay. It still tastes good. So you had marked that the 5th, June 5th, is Moonshine Day.
It is
I was like, I'm
indeed.
pretty sure I have some moonshine, and this is sort of like, you know, baby's first moonshine kind of thing, I guess, because it's apple pie uh,
Okay.
moonshine.
Ozark
Yeah,
Distillery.
yeah, yep. It's good stuff. Very tasty, and I
Is
guess technically moonshine. Yeah.
is that one of the places you were going to go on your whiskey tour? Or is that just
No,
coincidental?
no, just coincidental. I'm not sure when we got this
Okay.
or if this was a gift. No idea. It's been a little
Okay.
while.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, not many people have moonshine on hand. I feel like that's not exactly like a ready liquor in the liquor cabinet. So it's cool that you had it.
well, I mean, that's part of life's mission. Got to have
Be unique.
anything. Got to have
Yeah.
any with anything for someone. Have they now the other day that I don't have for the 4th
Oh,
cognac.
cognac? Well,
Yeah.
we are in luck because I do.
Oh, we got all the bases covered.
I know.
Man.
Good teamwork. We crushed
Yep.
it.
Look at us.
Yeah, no,
Hmm.
it's I didn't think I had anything and then I remembered Chris took a trip to France 2 years ago now and brought me back this like adorable little like Eiffel Tower, like just like little mini thing
Oh,
full of cognac. So
okay.
that's my Eiffel Towers in my glass right now.
Nice. All right.
So
Sounds good.
crushing it.
Legit. Yep. Well, it's being this is the games edition number 1, and it makes sense. We got new consoles coming this year, so tons of
Mhm.
news. What have you been playing this week?
I've mostly been playing Borderlands. I'm crushing it. I'm
Okay.
up to level 22. I just unlocked a new area, the Doll Headlands, and I got to like face my first outriders. Um, so I like took down like a car full of, bandits. And got introduced to like new critters besides skags that I have the opportunity to
Mm,
knife now. They're like these
nice.
they're like these gross little like centipede and scorpion things. They're like little bugs. So
Oh,
it's super satisfying to me to kill them because I hate bugs.
okay.
So yeah,
Nice.
like skags I felt bad about because they make such like realistic dog noises that
Mm,
Ivy would run up to
yeah.
yeah, she'd run up to the screen and like they'd be like whimpering as I killed them and she'd be like, "Oh my god." Like she'd like whimper and just be like, "What's
Aw,
happening?" So I felt terrible. But
yeah.
not enough to stop, but still.
Maybe you should just snipe them from afar, and then you won't be able to hear them from that
Yeah,
distance.
true, true. I can't waste my sniper bullets though.
Yeah.
Even
Well,
though,
yeah, that's good. You're on to bugs. That's good.
yes. So I'm making my way through. Trying to get through Borderlands a little bit quicker because I keep seeing Chris play Borderlands 3 and it just makes me excited to get there because they've
Yeah.
definitely got some sweet upgrades both in
Yeah.
storyline and in like graphics and then like character moves. So,
It looks better in a lot of ways.
mhm.
I never got into Borderlands, but even I looking at 3 was pretty intrigued, especially all the cameos and
Yeah.
like secret things in there and the callbacks to different games and movies and
Mhm.
such. It's just really cool.
Yeah.
It's clearly a game they had. It seems like a game they had fun making, and it just
Yeah.
like exudes fun and attitude. So
It is. And the story moves a lot quicker. So Chris is only on like level 12, and he's already like doing something off planet. And
okay,
like he's moved through a story incredibly quickly. And I'm on like level 22 and I'm barely into a story, I feel like.
yep.
So
Well,
I get that like
yeah.
Borderlands wants to set things up, but it definitely feels a little too slow.
Well, and that's definitely, I think, also a sign of the times.
Hmm.
Games often do focus more on story now. Like that's kind of
Right.
it's more difficult for a lot of games, particularly ones that have a single player campaign, to
Hmm.
get away with a minimal or a lackluster story. And it doesn't have to
Right.
be like groundbreaking, but people are expecting some drama and for it to move somewhere. Whereas I feel like kind of age of the first Borderlands, a lot of stuff is doing, you know, here's these a bunch of excuses so you can use these mechanics, you
Right.
know, so you can have fun with the literal motions of it. And like the story is just, and this is from me not having played much Borderlands, so I
Hmm.
don't know, but it just seems like a common thing that you can get away with that stuff less these days.
Yeah. Which I think is good. Like I said,
Mhm.
even not having played too many recent games, I'm still finding it like slow. It's not like I'm accustomed to a story moving super quickly from other games that I've played. It's just like a sense
Sure.
that I have playing through Borderlands that's like
Yep.
it's taking me. I'm level 22. I should be, more than just one extra area in by now.
Mhm. And a lot of games give you choices. Like I'm quite a few, I don't know how many hours it is, but I'm quite a few hours into Assassin's Creed Origins,
Sure.
and I haven't moved all that far, but it's kind of because I'm just poking around a lot.
Mhm.
I am just really doing extra side quests. So for a while I wasn't progressing the story. And
Right.
then like last night just I had accomplished my mission and just decided I would go and finish clearing out this place and just take everybody out. And it just took a lot of time when I could have just
Yeah,
moved on. But so player choice then that way.
for sure. Yeah, I feel like I've had a good mix of, I mean, I did side missions to get experience and like level up, obviously, but some things I just simply couldn't move forward with because they were just too many levels beyond what I was, and I just couldn't finish them. So then it kind of forced
Mm,
me to go do side missions to progress the story, which in
yep.
some cases I think was good, and in some cases was just a little excessive. So,
So I mean, that's grinding. And
mhm.
supposedly, Assassin's Creed Origins has some of that where I, I really like a game where as the story missions are paced out, paces you to be about the appropriate level to keep
Right,
moving through that story.
right,
But a lot of games are not made that way. A lot of games are made so if you want to go on into the next part of the story, you better have gone and grinded, like got a whole bunch of,
right,
killed dozens and dozens of skags or whatever, and turn them in
right.
and just so you can, um, pound out some more XP. So,
Right.
but
Yeah. I'm hoping to move forward a little bit more quickly now. I'm hoping that, like this first area was just like a lot of base and a lot of foundation, and hopefully I can get
Yep.
through levels a little bit quicker now. Not that I don't enjoy playing, because I really do, but I do want to just like figure out more of the story.
Yep.
So.
Well, on Borderlands, I did get the Handsome collection now or whatever.
Oh, you got Handsome
'cause-
Jack?
Just the Borderlands. I think it's called the Handsome collection.
Okay, yeah, based on
and
Handsome Jack. Yep.
Okay.
That
Well,
much I know
isn't-
from Borderlands 2. That's
Okay,
about
it's
it, though.
two games, I think.
Mhm.
Alan would know. But it was free on Epic Game Store, so I got that.
Yep. Good deal.
Yeah. One of the benefits of having little to no viewers,
What is that?
it's that, here Alan said Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. Yes. Okay.
Yep.
It's when you say something that's incorrect, there's no one there to rant about it.
To jump on
and you're
you.
like, yeah, how stupid are you? And like all this stuff. And so I have to say, in a previous episode, I was disappointed that Assassin's Creed Origin didn't seem to have a photo mode. It very much has a photo mode.
That's right. You did say that you have photo mode in that.
Yep.
Yes. I
if
I
no
think
one
we
saw
should
it, does it count?
Somebody could go back and watch it, though.
I know. Yeah.
So doesn't always have to happen in real time.
That's right.
So Origins does now have a photo mode. So are we gonna have a dirty photo contest between you and your wife that we can vote on?
I think I probably have about as good as I can get in the game already. But if I find another opportunity, I will certainly take that opportunity.
All right.
So
we'll put out a poll. See who's the who's the better photo editor there.
I should have I don't know if I took a screenshot of it or not. I think I might have and sent it to Ashley, but there was I think it was a glitch. I found a number of glitches in the game, not game breaking ones, just funny usually or whatever. And there was this woman that was completely topless, just standing there. And I haven't seen anyone else topless. It didn't look like a brothel or anything like that.
Okay.
Just this one woman, and I don't know. I could have used that for something, I suppose. But
I mean, was she standing in front of anything, or was it like she's standing on like a rock, or
She was just like by a tent, and there's a drunk guy there and stuff. But she looked like she was wearing the exact same clothes as a lot of the other women in the game, just sans top.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, if the tent was her home, you do what you want at home.
It was kind of in a market area, so.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, maybe less freedom there, but interesting.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that should answer the question. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Origins.
Right.
A little bit of Animal Crossing here and there. I did post some more screens on Twitter last night, so.
Nice.
Okay. We haven't even gotten the news yet. It's lots. It's lots because it's kind of compounded from, we were going to have the games episode starting last week.
Right.
And didn't get there and stuff or whatever. So few stories are old, but we have a lot of new stuff, late and breaking and news.
Right. And things to look forward to. So.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of everything.
So this first thing, I don't know if we can talk about if it comes up maybe or something, but just quickly, Perfect Dark turned 20.
Yeah.
Perfect Dark, made by Rare, who made GoldenEye and, of Donkey Kong fame and that kind of thing. It's much rumored, based on basically nothing, that they might revive Perfect Dark soon.
Oh.
So that'd be fitting on its year of 20th anniversary.
Right. Well, 20th anniversary in 2020.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They'd have to get moving though. Because the year is half over.
Oh, well, if they announce it,
Yeah, still
in
though.
2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Sega turns 60 today, I think.
Oh, Sega.
So Sega, that's not what's we need that sound right now.
I
The
know.
open. Yeah. And on other Sega news, do you see this? This came out today too, in
The
celebration 60.
the Game Gear Micro.
Yes.
Yes, I
So
saw that. It's freaking adorable. That tiny little
it is
micro.
adorable. Hmm.
I do I think it's like a cute little thing to it's kind of like a nostalgic throwback obviously um to
Yep.
when, Sega thought they were going to compete with Game Boy. Um but I don't love the fact that I read that you have to buy, so they're releasing 4 with 4 games each, but you have to buy like all 4 to get all 16 games.
It's dumb.
That
That's
is
dumb.
dumb. That's terrible. That's so stupid. Nobody's going to do that.
So $200 to have all these games,
Yeah,
and
no.
you're gonna like carry. It's a fun, perfect little idea for a collector's thing.
Right.
Kind of take it with you, whatever. It's just fun. And if it feels like a nice piece of hardware, it'd be great. But to split it into 4 separate ones,
Yeah, no, I don't
that
like
is a
that.
bad idea.
I agree. Because I think people are going to be much less willing to buy it like kind of on a whim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To like have it and be like, "Oh, this is cute
Nostalgia.
and fun. Like why not try this?" Or like, what if it's like super mobile? I can just carry it everywhere. And then now they're going to be like, "Oh, I have to like spend time and like figure out which games I really want. What if I like
Yep.
2 over here and 2 over here or 3 over here and 1 over here?" But like I like the one that has the one game I like the most.
Yep.
Yeah. No.
It's
Poor
and
decision.
yeah, I mean for $50 too for the 4 games having just over a 1-inch screen or whatever it is, it's like one
Yeah.
point something. It's ridiculous. That if it better be really nice, like
Hell yeah.
bright screen, feel
Yep.
really solid. If for $50 for that,
I
because
agree.
if it's 25 and it's like you can just buy this thing like you say on a whim and it's cute or whatever. But if you actually want to use it,
Right.
man, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like a cute idea, but a little bit poor in execution.
Yep. Yep. I hope this is not the
The only thing they do
big.
for 60.
Well, I hope this is not the big announcement that's supposedly coming. That would be really
Oh,
sad.
yeah.
Revolutionary is the term. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later, but
I'm gonna say
yeah.
no. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think this is it. Even if it does like
Yeah.
somehow involve like the Game Gear Micro or the Game Gear, like it wouldn't be like this. Wouldn't be the revolutionary announcement.
Yep.
So
There's another. I think we maybe talked about on an earlier episode. There's
okay.
another portable handheld device that was really unique looking. Looked like it was really well made. I think it was being kickstarted and it had like a crank on it for a different input method or whatever. And it would come
Yeah.
pre-installed with some games. And then every so
Yeah.
often you release some to put on it.
Right.
And
Yeah, I remember
I don't
talking
know if
about
that's,
this.
yeah, I don't know if it's out now or not, but that looked really cool,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, we should look that up either now or for a future episode or something just to see because I'm having I guess now would not be the greatest time because I can't even remember what it was called, but yeah.
You know, I think there's going to be a trend at some point that moves towards, there'll be a niche for some of these things because, you know, it's difficult for people to give up that idea of ownership over everything. And so I
Mhm.
think every once in a while someone's like they get tired of everything being digital or whatever and
Right.
kind of would like to have like this little Sega Game Gear Micro that just is eternal. As long as you can
Right.
put batteries in this thing, these games are on there. That's
Right.
it. And because if you buy the game Monopoly, you keep the game Monopoly and you physically own it. No one could
Right.
take it away from you
Right.
unless you don't keep some you keep too many fish and the DNR catch you and they want to take your boat and your Monopoly game, otherwise it's yours, so I don't know.
Did
Do
you
you
think
think
of that
that's a
example because
thing?
you were fishing the other day? The
I don't
DNR
know.
coming
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's something about, like you said, like physically owning a game, whether it's, a board game or an electronic game that's not digital also. I
Yeah.
agree. Like, because I think with something digital, there is always a worry that you lose it. Um,
Yeah.
even when that's not really possible, it feels like what if? And there's kind of
But it is
a comfort,
possible.
and but it's like comforting and like a
Yeah.
security thing to like just like this is my game. And like you still could
Yeah.
lose it, like you could, like the batteries could die or the game could die or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about physically tangibly holding it and playing it that's comforting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all in, like, I love Game Pass. I've talked about it. Something like Netflix. I like the
Mhm.
way that I have games I bought a long time ago on the 360 and I can
Right.
still play them now. They're still in my library and everything.
Right.
But I bought if you bought a game and then there's rights disputes and they can no
Mhm.
longer distribute that game, it's gone unless you have it physically, unless you have it downloaded. It's
Right.
done. You don't own it anymore. You're
Right.
like buying the rights to play something or watch something.
Mhm. Yeah,
Even
it's eerily similar to, like having Netflix, and then, all these like companies are now being like, okay, well, we want our own platform, or like,
yep,
we're only giving you this content for a time. Like, no matter how much I love a show or a movie, I don't own it. So if Netflix decides to drop it, or the carrier says like you're done now, I'm done too.
yep, yep,
And I have to decide like how much would I want to watch that, again, would I physically go buy it? Or, if
yep.
it's moving to another platform, like, do I want to get access to that platform?
And games are a specifically unique thing because even if you do buy physical games, so like you buy a physical game cartridge for Switch,
Mhm.
often most of the game is just downloaded.
Right.
So if you had that game 30 years from now and you put it in your Switch because you keep it running or whatever, and you don't have Joy-Con drift miraculously somehow, then you won't be able to play it. There's a
Right.
good chance because
Right.
if you can no longer download that data for it, you've only got like half the game there on the cartridge.
Exactly.
So I don't know. It's kind of tough. It's tough for, there's groups that do like game preservation and all that stuff. And uh, so they don't get lost to the ethos of time. And yeah, it's a tough deal.
Right.
So, another anniversary. Witcher
Yes.
3 turned 5. Yay.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah. I got Witcher
Witcher,
hair on today. Oh,
you
it's
do. That's right. Witcher 3 is just barely younger than my marriage. So that to me is very funny.
okay. Um,
Same to
all right.
you,
So
I suppose.
yeah. Yep. Interesting. Yeah, a year different.
Right? I don't know. I was
Mm.
just thinking about it in like, you know, 5 years is like 5 years, but it's, when you measure it against like an event in your life, sometimes you're like, wow, that's like really surprising,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
just like the
Good
relative
point.
difference. It's just like interesting to be like, oh man,
Yeah.
like 5 years seems simultaneously super long ago, but not really.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, it's interesting you compare it to that because it makes the game seem older, I
right?
guess. And the game still holds up so fantastically well today, and it's still such
Hmm.
a standard setter for what an open world adventure game is. So
Right.
yeah. So congrats to Witcher
Yes.
and our marriages. Uh, in other Witcher related news, Gwent is having an
Hmm.
update coming June 30th. So that's their digital card game.
Right. I
That looks
remember you
cool. I
talking
haven't
about
played in a
that.
while. Yeah. Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. Just rolling right along here. Cyberpunk. So another CD Projekt Red news. Cyberpunk 2077
Right.
event was moved to June 25th.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about more of that stuff later too. But we got a slurry of things moved, moved out a week or 2 or whatever,
Right.
And what do you, I mean, I guess we'll get to one later as well. Unless we want to jump to that now, because I guess there's a bunch of that.
Yeah.
Like the PlayStation 5 event was delayed as well from June 4th to later.
That's right.
Good, bad that we're getting a number of these. What do you think?
Honestly, like I think it's legit. I feel like right now a lot of companies are just feeling like, nope, this isn't the time. Like we realize that people have other things on their mind right now, and they want some separate time to just like focus on a lot of the traumas, and a lot of the like headline making kind of events that have been happening. So we're just gonna like push it, and I think that's a smart decision, both I think from a human perspective and a business perspective. Because I feel like they're the type of things that could get lost, just because I feel like the past week for me, like especially, has been sort of one where I almost can't keep track of the days.
Sure.
Like days have just sort of like cycled a little bit more quickly, where it's just like, oh, I thought it was Wednesday and here it is, it's Friday. So I
Yeah.
think with everything that's been going on in kind of world and current events, like it makes sense to push it out that way. But I think also because they're trying to be respectful of kind of what people have termed as like a trauma, traumatic kind of events. No matter how you view what's happened, I think there's kind of an undeniable like focus on what's been happening.
Mhm.
And they want to leave people free to focus on that, and then kind of come back to some of these gaming events later when they've got the headspace and the capacity to, focus on something else, which
Mhm.
I think it makes sense. Like I said, both from a human
Yep.
and a business perspective. So I'd rather not have it be some sort of like, we're going to push ahead, but it's going to be kind of lackluster, or, we're not, even the people, doing the reveals live aren't in the right headspace and aren't excited about it. Like I would rather have it be pushed off when everybody can like give these things the time and focus that they deserve, and be excited and feel
Mhm.
okay about being excited about it. So,
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a bummer, but I get it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. No, I wish the events had stayed on time, but just as like a distraction, something else. Like
Mhm.
people are always looking for, you got to pull yourself out with something, and the, but I do completely get, and I think ultimately is probably makes the most sense to push it because, like you say, even presenters or whatever, you don't want it to become a topic or an element, or if you don't want this
Mhm.
thing to be like, here's the elephant in the room, so now we have
Right.
to take time to address it or
Right.
whatever, and then that conflict, like, do we address it, do we not, all that kind of thing, and
Mhm.
then you know um losing, as a PR move, they
Mhm.
get like, hey, look, this kind of thing, we're going to give everything else a moment or whatever,
Yep.
and then they don't have to like share the spotlight,
Yep.
you know if
Exactly.
everything if they announce a whole bunch of things, but then the news cycle's, going so rapid that it just gets
It gets
drowned out
lost. Yeah.
immediately. Yeah, they get no coverage that way.
Right.
So yeah, I didn't think of it happening, but it makes sense now that it is. So
Yep. Yeah. I think.
when I first, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I think the PS5 reveal, especially tomorrow, the 4th. Not to totally like address the elephant in the room, but tomorrow is, of course, George Floyd's funeral. I think it's a
Mm,
really smart move, especially for tomorrow, to push that,
yep.
because I mean, really, I just don't know that anything else will get coverage. Um,
Yep.
and I think it does on the day of a funeral that that is going to get this kind of national coverage. It would feel maybe like disrespectful, whether that's an actuality or perceived. Like it just makes sense, especially
Yep.
tomorrow, to push it.
I mean, tech stuff and the gaming world usually doesn't get much much coverage in the regular mainstream media, but there are certain things like new iPhone
Mm-hmm.
announced. And I remember back in the day when I watched stuff more that they would talk about, they'd have someone on the Today Show in the morning. Here's the new PlayStation 3 that's coming out or whatever,
Right.
So they would have those moments. They send, Microsoft will send their head of games, Phil Spencer, out to
Right.
talk to, whatever business network. And yeah, it would be drowned out quickly.
Yep.
So I hope that we get still the revolutionary Sega announcement tomorrow,
Yeah.
because
We'll see.
that's just a magazine thing. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's done and in the books. It just needs to go to print kind of thing,
Right. Right. Yeah. We'll see if we do, or if, maybe they shift it to Friday or something for printing, even to just put it off by a day. We'll see. We'll have to watch for that tomorrow.
Yep. Yep. Well, other PlayStation news. While we're on
Yeah.
that, we got lots of PlayStation-y things.
Right.
One of the big divisions of Xbox and PlayStation's platforms over the years now has been the view on how the generations work, how they're separated, and backwards compatibility or forwards
Mm-hmm.
compatibility or not, and all that stuff. And it was an interesting thing this week to see that on the PlayStation 5 website, they had removed the mention of the back catalog of PlayStation 4 games that would be available on the PS5. So the talk
Oh,
is that
interesting.
they're having issues or something with getting PS4 games running reliably on the PS5,
Okay.
or that they can't get enough games working, that
Sure.
it's not a feature they want to advertise,
Hmm.
or maybe it will be there and they just don't think it's a good marketing move at this point or something. But
Sure.
either way, it's an interesting shift, considering that
Yeah.
this week also Xbox kind of doubled down
Right.
on the backwards compatibility stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
that's certainly, I mean, if Xbox has caught in rumors or, kind of whiffs of trouble with backwards compatibility, it would make absolute marketing sense to be like, well, we can do it and we can do it right and we can do it better. So,
yep,
yeah.
yep,
Yeah, well, that's another thing I think we'll have to watch, because I mean, I'm definitely obviously a backwards compatibility fan, because I like to start, for better or worse, at the beginning of a game series. So
yeah,
usually, obviously, the beginning is several, you know, console generations or even just one generation behind.
yep. I mean, PlayStation has accrued at a massive fan base this
Hmm.
generation.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting if this kind of thing sways anyone. But it's a really good point, because Ashley got into a lot of games kind of later than normal. Like
Hmm.
when she first played Mass Effect, she played on a computer, but then she
Right.
became more of a console gamer, wanted to play him again. You can't do that on PS4.
Hmm.
You can't go back and play them, but you can play them on Xbox. She did that
Right.
with Dragon Age as well. Like, you can go back and play these quite old games and play through them all, and it
Hmm.
saves your achievements,
Hmm.
from game to game over the years. And I don't know what the numbers are on people taking advantage of this or not, but I give Microsoft a lot of crap, but they've done pretty well on this,
Hmm.
because even on because it takes some work. Even on PC, you can play pretty old games, but a lot of them they just put on there, and well, hopefully it works with your now 15-year-old newer thing on an
Right.
operating system the game wasn't designed to play on, really.
Right.
And you got to do some monkeying, and it just kind of works on Xbox. So
Yeah,
pretty good.
I think that's definitely one thing. I mean, among others, but definitely one thing that, Xbox excels at.
Yep. But I don't know. PlayStation's got some rabid fans over there right now.
Yes.
So we'll see. And I don't know if if you follow similar groups as I do, but there's been fans in particular, YouTubers, and then some developers that have been scrambling to defend PlayStation's power level. I don't know if you've seen that anywhere around.
I have, yes. I mean, probably
It's
nothing as extensive as you, but just like Twitter comments for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I understand, like I'm a fan of both. And so when you see the Xbox coming out as a markedly more powerful system, you're like, well, it puts in your head, like, why would I want to play multi-platform games on the PlayStation when, they're just not going to potentially perform quite as well.
Right.
But I don't know. Then again, Xbox doesn't have any exclusive games at all, basically. So, then what's more worth it? Getting those
Right.
exclusive Sony developed games and multi-platform games that don't perform quite as well, or losing out on those Sony properties, but having the better performance otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously you have to kind of pick and choose, but it'll be interesting to see. I think the PS4 has generated so much, I don't know, I don't want to say goodwill, but just like admiration and so much like credit maybe among the gaming community that I think it's just really going to be interesting to see if Sony can live up to the PS4 with the PS5.
Yeah. The history would say that they will slack off and take it for granted.
Rest on their laurels
just,
and not work as hard. Yeah.
That's the way that these two have been going at it for a while. The Xbox 360 really took off.
Yep.
And the PlayStation 3 kind of, coming off of the amazing PlayStation 2, tons and tons of sales, like best-selling console ever. The PlayStation 3 launched with garbage and was behind most of the console generation. And then kind of came back at the end. But so then Microsoft came out kind of garbage for the Xbox One, and PlayStation was the so we seem to get this toggle,
Right. This like dueling cycle. Yeah.
Yeah. And if they all just like realized that their competitor was going to come to the table fighting,
right,
that they're going to come out swinging, and that they can't relax and take that, oh yeah, we built up a good fan base, they're not going to leave us. Gaming has been different than a lot of other markets, like phones or something like that. A lot of people, they get a thing and that's what they stick with.
Right.
Gaming hasn't been that way, except for Nintendo, probably.
But that feels like a whole different ball game almost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Nintendo feels, I don't know, somehow separate from this like Xbox PlayStation war.
Well, they've done it to themselves, and it looks like it's paying off. So
right.
Yeah. But you found something about sale, huh?
Yes. So speaking of the PS4, they're having a Days of Play sale, which is now live for games, the PS Plus, and it looks like headsets from Sony. So yeah, kind of everything but console. They're kind of having on sale right now. But yeah, like all PS4 exclusives are on like 40 to 60% discount right now. So that's kind of cool.
Maybe I should get Dreams. Maybe it's time I get Dreams. Have you heard of that one?
I have not, no.
So Dreams is I I forget if it's Media Molecule. I forget the name of the company, but it's
Okay.
it's exclusive, and they made the Little Big Planet games before,
Okay.
and now they created this game where you can create your own games within it. So largely, it's a lot of tools to
Oh, that's
design your
fun.
own game and experience. And if you're ever bored, and just look on YouTube, Dreams game like creations or Made in Dreams.
Oh,
It's insane.
I see it here. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah,
So
Media
they
Molecule, Adam confirms.
I
Yeah.
had to just like scroll down a little bit. But then it like lists all of the games, both digitally and physically, that they're it's just it's quite extensive list. But Dreams is on there for sure. It looks like it's half off. So
Man,
there you go.
if you're new to the PlayStation world, this is an incredible sale.
Right?
Like
Yeah.
if you're missing, if you wanted to jump in now and you had tons of time, you just wanted to pound through a bunch of great games.
I was gonna say
I
Witcher
mean,
Witcher 3 is $12.
yeah. Well, see, the thing is,
Speaking of
Witcher
what we
3,
were talking.
you could get a deal on whatever you currently own probably at some
Right.
point and play it. But when you're looking at these exclusives,
Yep.
I mean, between Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War, you can get the two of those for $20.
Yep.
Cost of one game, and that is, 150 hours at least of amazing games.
Right.
So
yeah, it's a pretty awesome sale that they just announced today. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Just like and they have PS Plus is discounted, like the 12-month subscription, and then PlayStation Now is also discounted.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you
Don't
ever,
buy their headsets. Those are garbage.
They look rather garbage, but whatever. To each his own. I mean, but yeah.
What were you going to ask?
I was just gonna say, like, obviously, like, the subscription deals are kind of a fun way to try it out as well.
Yep. Yeah. I tried PlayStation Now a while ago.
Oh, you did? Okay. How did you like it?
It was just as like, well, not well. I didn't like it.
Okay.
But I think it's changed since then. So at the time, basically, you could stream games, and I tried streaming something very simple, like a very old Castlevania game, and it could not keep up.
Couldn't handle it.
It just was way too laggy. And
that's
my
a bummer.
internet's decent, yeah. But I think now there are some games on there which it will let you download to your console to play.
Okay.
And so if that's the case, then that's a nice thing.
Better feature, yeah.
And yeah. And if they improve this, like, this is cool, because maybe their backwards compatibility thing gets pushed to PS Now. You know, they really put the marketing and the effort into this because, like it says, over 800 PS4, PS3, and PS2 games, all with one subscription. So if they get the performance of that rock solid, that's another solution.
Right. So yeah, like another thing to kind of watch and see. I mean, obviously the Days of Play sale is only going to go on for so long, but like you said, if they kind of tie that subscription into backwards gameplay or backwards compatibility for gameplay, then could be something more interesting.
Yep. So on a different topic, have you heard or seen the any of the Animal Crossing things that celebrities have been part of and stuff?
Yes. I think I love how like Animal Crossing is taking over the world. It's so cute.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing that it's one guy hosts a talk show or whatever and brings on. I think it's funny. It's funny. It's more entertainment. I think they're going to have some of that a part of the IGN Expo and the IGN Summer Gaming stuff.
Yes.
I think starting June 8th and 9th now.
Actually, June 5th is
Well,
when
that's what
they're.
it was, but I thought they pushed it back.
Nope.
I thought that was another delayed thing.
Nope. It looks like they're doing the 5th still, and then they're jumping to the 9th.
Ah, okay. Okay. So there we get some news to look forward to on Friday.
Yep. Which I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I was trying to see. I saw like an updated program, and I didn't see Animal Crossing, but I could be just missing it. This
Okay.
print is extremely tiny. But that's something to look forward to over the weekend.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
I feel like the 9th is like tons of game news. Like the 9th is going to be a huge day because not only is IGN going to have the expo, but also for Summer Game Fest, they're going to have the Steam Game Festival. They're going to have an update on World of Warcraft Shadowlands and the next chapter of Destiny 2 is also going to be revealed on June 9th. So, big day.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on that day.
Right. Cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, Fortnite picked their own day, I guess. They're June 11th.
That's right. That's right.
For their next thing. So we'll see what happens there. I still play that, and I'll take the time to say that you should go watch me be really super average playing that game.
I saw your tweet. That was pretty great.
Yeah. On Gamecast on the rocks.
That's right.
I mean, you can't get more original than names like that for sure. Gamecast, I think it's like GameCube. So yeah, that's cool. GC, Gamecast on the rocks.
Or like
they'll put that on YouTube too, or whatever.
God, what is that console that's a cast? Dreamcast.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What is that console that's a cast? That's
I
like
know,
my favorite
I know.
system.
I know. I just like blanks. It's too much pressure, John.
Yeah.
I knew it was your favorite system. God.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. We're building a casting empire here.
Yep. I should say it's like my favorite console in nostalgia terms.
Right.
You know, it's legitimately, I don't know. It's what I would say. So.
I was gonna say the GameCube is definitely mine for nostalgia.
Power Stone Allen says, yes, you play Power Stone? I have not, but I always wanted to play Power Stone. That was on the Dreamcast. Dreamcast had the games. I mean, but the interesting thing is Dreamcast was kind of like Xbox 0.5, you know, or 0.0, because it was, you could look on any Dreamcast on the front, said Windows, powered by Windows CE or something, you know. And so Microsoft kind of helped them with that system. And so that to me is what is leading to, like, I hope that's tomorrow, if it comes out tomorrow, tomorrow's announcement is something with Microsoft and Sega. But yeah, it's a short-lived system. Shame. I mean,
gone too soon, huh, John?
Very gone too soon. I mean, so many systems came with a giant external power brick. The first Xbox,
yes,
I don't remember the first one, I guess, but the Xbox 360 for sure. Giant, unreliable power brick.
I do remember that.
The Dreamcast was a tiny little thing that felt really nice. The hinge didn't just like flap open like a PlayStation. It rolled open nicely. I can't see my hand gestures. I talk with my hands a lot, and they always get cut off. So, and then the power supply was internal, so they crammed it all right in there, and just such an amazing little box. So I'm gonna have shed a tear for a second. So
pour one out for the Dreamcast.
Yeah. Yep. One other piece of news, I guess, that I kind of forgot. Another anniversary.
Oh, right.
Do you know who Arcane Studios is?
I know the name, but only name.
They did the game Prey, the latest game Prey, which if you want to be like, if you want an elevated heart rate the entire time you play that one because you are the prey,
Ooh.
and
So
you're in
I'm the most
space
dangerous
and
game. Have you read that short story?
You are. Oh no.
You haven't read The Most Dangerous Game?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
it's like classic literature about humans hunting humans. It's pretty amazing.
Okay.
So
Oh,
this feels like the game version of that. Sorry, bringing my literature nerd to the conversation.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Human versus Human. That's the other game that I played with Alan and spoiler, humans in the if it's human versus humans, yes, humans would be the most dangerous game.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the other game, Alan, we played that's you got to deal with all the tribal people and stuff, the crazy people on the island. I don't know. That one's human versus human for sure.
Okay.
But and then Dishonored. Dishonored, the other really big one that Arcane Studios has done, and those are all great games. So it's their 20th anniversary, and I don't know if they still are, but they were giving away their first game they had made free on PC.
Cool.
I'm going to see if it's still. I'm going to check live and see if you can still get it for free. Let's see. Join the community. So you can get cool wallpapers. That's fun. These wallpapers do actually look really cool. Yeah, you might like Dishonored if you like Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
Looks like you. Let's see, 20 years. I don't know. Bethesda.net. Check them out. See if you want their first free game. But you might like Dishonored because it's kind of Assassin's Creed-ish in the sense that there's a lot of stealth options.
Okay.
A lot of assassinating. So
I do love that. I'm finding in Borderlands, I definitely chose the right character, like being the hunter, because I am definitely like a creep around and sniper people. So that's and that's obviously like that speaks to me in Assassin's Creed as well. I'm not like much on the melee. I tend when I have to do like melee or whatever, I tend to just like bring out like giant like crazy guns and just be like, get me out of here. Like, I just want to like blast through all of you. Like, I don't want to take my time and, take you on one by one. I just want like everybody gone in like one shot. So I'll bring out like my scatter gun or something. Just like take everybody out. I hate it.
But shanking skags, whatever, like that's melee.
Yeah.
You're over that phase.
I know I still like that, but that's because they like run at you like one at a time. So I'm just like taking them down. Or like if I truly panic and they're like at my knees, like it's hard for me to remember to like shoot them. It's just like natural, just be like, yeah, get out of here, knife you. But like when people are like at my face, I just like to like scattergun all of them at once.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so I have a question before we like wrap up. That's kind of like, what do you think? So playing Assassin's Creed last night,
yeah,
I was assassinating tons of people, and their bodies are laying everywhere. And I'm thinking, every once in a while, someone comes up to one and be like, "Oh," and then like looking around, like, "What's why is this person dead?" But then they also start kind of continuing on about their business.
Yeah.
And so the question is, obviously that's not realistic.
Yeah, definitely not.
At what point, as the generations go on and technology improves, we'll be able to get that stuff more and more realistic. But those are choices on how realistic you make that while still keeping it fun. Do you think we're going to see in the next generation more games that are way more realistic in that kind of sense. Like every time I'm crouching behind something, someone should be able to see the bow on my back sticking above the bushes,
Sure,
but they don't
sure.
see that part. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a hard line because I mean, when you think about games, there are a lot of things that aren't realistic about them. Like even if you
mhm,
like think about going into like right now in Borderlands, like I can go into any situation and I have 3 guns at the ready.
mhm,
And some of them are
yep,
huge. Like where would I keep them that even if I was crouching behind
mhm,
a rock, nobody would see them? Or I
yep,
somehow have like thousands of rounds of ammunition in a backpack that I
yep,
carry. Or I
yep,
have like Bloodwing, my pet falcon. Like who wouldn't
yep.
see Bloodwing? Like he would make noise at some point, or maybe he'd just like fly away, or like, go eat a mouse and they'd be like, what the hell is this doing here? Like, so
Yep.
yeah. So I mean, I think that maybe if games do get more realistic in that sense of like, you shoot a body and they drop and somebody would be like, holy crap, like this is a body, like I should
Yeah.
look around for somebody. Maybe like infinitesimally more realistic, but I think at some point
Mhm.
like game developers just realize like, yeah, it's just not real. Like you have to let it
I
go.
mean, it's about right. It's about escaping reality, right?
Right.
So you
Like
want to have you want to
believable enough that you're not like, holy crap, like every time I turn around, this is like something I can do that's unbelievable. Like,
yep,
I can leap entire cities or, I don't know.
yep.
Like I can
It's
drop
about
6
setting
people
the
with one
right
shot.
yeah. I think it's about setting the right ground rules,
Yes.
for the universe you're creating. There was a
Consistent. Yeah.
complaint. Yeah, there was a complaint about the Uncharted series where Nathan
Mhm.
Drake is this adventurer and he's like stealing some treasure and all this stuff, but he's a good guy and all this whatever. But meanwhile, he's dropping bodies, like dozens and dozens and dozens of people are
Mhm.
he's just killing dead. And he's not like distraught afterwards,
Right.
that kind of thing. And so there's a rumor. Well, I don't think it was even a rumor. I think it's confirmed now that initially Uncharted 4 was going to feature a thing where for quite a while you didn't kill anyone. You didn't use a gun or something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Like see how that would play. Like they were going to play with that idea now.
Sure.
Um, but it's sort of like, yeah, we understand it's a game and we're able to like set aside certain things so it's fun. So
Right.
it's our power fantasy or whatever it is. We're getting to live this idealistic, not possible reality
Right.
for a time that when you do something that goes more realistic, like look at Death Stranding. Death Stranding is a Kojima game, and it's all people make fun of it that it's a delivery service game. You have to literally like try to stack a lot of things on your back and then go across country and not fall over with them
Sure.
because you'll fall over and it all tumbles out and goes into the river and then you gotta go catch it all and stuff. It's like some people love that game, but other people are like, that's too realistic. Because
Right.
you're right. If you look at your inventory in most games, you couldn't carry all that stuff, of course,
Exactly.
you know. And you have to, if you want to drink coffee, I guess, in the example is in Red Dead Redemption 2. You like,
Mhm.
pull the trigger, drink
Yep.
coffee, pull the
Yep.
trigger, drink coffee. Like, is that fun? Or should you just like consume coffee, makes a little drinking sound, and you're done?
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely like a fine line because, even while you accept like this isn't a real scenario, there are times I do find myself in Borderlands, like crouching around, like I've just shot someone, the shot sound effect happens and it seems so loud, but like none of the people turn around and I'm like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like guns aren't this quiet. Like even with a silencer, which
Yeah.
isn't on my sniper rifle, you would still be
Yeah.
like, there was like a something, you know?
Their headphones are on and
Yeah.
blasting, you know?
Yeah.
So they did that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
No,
I don't know. It's
exactly.
it's really funny. Or like what was I doing the other day? Oh, I was like in the mines or something and this like psycho was waiting for me, and he clearly recognized me because like his voice was like, "I'm gonna get you, Merc," and he was looking right at me, but he was like frozen, like I hadn't approached close enough where he would like charge me yet. So he clearly saw
Mm.
me, like clearly knew I was there, but like didn't move from his spot, and I just got to like snipe him because like I hadn't advanced far enough for like the game to be like triggering him charging me. And I was just like,
Mhm.
obviously I know that's not real life. Like I'm sitting here right now, like,
Yep.
you know, like sniping this guy who would clearly in real life just shoot me. But
Yep.
I mean it's kind of this
Yeah.
this stuff you just, laugh at and kind of be like, "Oh, well, that's convenient for me."
Yep. Yeah, I can see why I didn't get into Assassin's Creed the earlier ones
Mm,
because all the elements I'm loving about this new one are elements that are much more akin to a Witcher game. And I
okay.
think all the things that I like so in making these choices, like I'm okay with my bow is sticking over the bush and they don't notice that it's there. So I don't they
Mhm.
can't see me. All right. But then like I'm running through the streets and they got to make everyone their point of where they're going to set this is going to be realistic. I'm running through the streets and I run into someone and then
Mhm.
they like, "Oh, ugh," and they're all
Right.
like getting like knocked aside. And it's
Yeah.
like me, and then I feel bad. It's like, get out of my way. Peasants, get out of my way. All right. The Medjai is coming through.
Right.
And it's just like, do you have to make me feel bad?
Right.
Just trying to traverse from place to place because and then literally I was in a cart. I was in a like a chariot kind of thing
Mhm.
that I had like stolen because these government officials are always running through the streets. They're like, get out of the way, get out of the way. And I'm like, you douchebags. So took, I just pulled one of them off their chariot and got on it. And I'm like running away on it and whatever. And I turn the corner and apparently I run over a citizen.
Oh,
And
whoops.
then it gives a thing on the bottom. Medjai are there to protect citizens
Yep.
and stuff. I'm like,
Yep.
that's and then everybody's after me. I'm
Yep.
like, really, this is where you try to make it realistic,
Yep.
the make it you make it a pain point
Yep.
versus like I would expect you to be able to see my bow above the top of the thing or react
Right.
to the dozens of bodies from the people I just assassinated.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's something I had to deal with too for, like starting off in earlier versions of Assassin's Creed. Like anytime you like hurt a citizen, it's like warning, like you can't, like you
Hmm.
can't hurt citizens or like, you're not there to do this or whatever. And it was really hard going to like Assassin's Creed. God, I can't remember if I started with 2 or 3. But going from like Res Evil 4 where you like part of the fun for me was like shooting that merchant guy who comes up and just like won't stop talking to you, and I was just like, bye.
Oh,
And um but yeah, like shifting to that and being like, even if I accidentally kill someone, it's like, oh, warning, you've been triggered or you've been spotted or like people are suspicious now. It's like, come on. Yeah.
yep, yep. That merchant is classic. He's been cosplayed many a
What do you
times.
need? Yeah, he's so
Yeah.
great.
Um,
Yeah, whoever's
yeah.
the voice actor, props for that. I don't know why, like, I can just, like, hear his voice when I think about it. It's just so
You
distinctive.
watch it just someone that they just like a friend of a friend. They're like, hey, we
Right.
need someone to just say these like 3 lines.
Right,
Come
yeah,
in and announce.
he has, like, no other lines, but he just, like, repeats them all the time. Like, I just
Hmm.
remember, like, turning, like, various ways, like, when I was first, like, getting control of the gameplay, and just be like, every time you shifted, you'd be like, what do you need?" And it's like, "Stop!" Like, the game should recognize that I'm just shifting, I'm not running away.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's funny.
yeah.
Have you seen?
Tangents.
I've seen that.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna bring on this on another one. I saw that
Great.
guy cosplayed. before, and I forget what he was carrying, but of course he opens his jacket and has to say the line and stuff and moves around and does that. But I saw it reminds me of a really good Master Roshi cosplay from Dragon Ball.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was at you were at that convention. I don't
Yes, I
know if you
was.
saw him or not, but he would be he'd like so. I mean, now I guess someone would call him out for sexual harassment or something, but he was having a good time and the person he was talking to was having a good time too or whatever. And he'd be like, oh, those are some really nice melons. And he'd pull out like these watermelons from his backpack,
I remember
and
that.
he just had props galore, to like use for innuendo. And
Right.
that's funny.
Yeah, it's definitely more fun when people like commit totally.
Yes.
And even like go above and beyond and like think of details like that. It's not just even like, like the clothing that you wear. It's like the persona that you adopt and like the lengths that you're kind of willing to go to like be the character. So.
Yep. Well, and I love when people like, there's a lot of like body positivity things at cons.
Yeah.
I love when people embrace like the body they have for a cosplay. So they understand like there was this guy that was a really big fat guy that dressed as Dr. Robotnik. And it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like he was that character and he sold it and it was great. I don't want to see him as Sailor Moon. Like if he wants to dress as Sailor Moon, he can be that. But you're not going to sell the costume the same way as when you're like respect what you are. And that's why like I don't like doing costumes where I have to wear wigs. And I want to wear a wig. So I'm going to do my hair and pick a character that's appropriate for hair I can do.
Right.
Generally speaking.
Yeah, I tend to shy away from wigs as well, just because I feel like I don't wear them well. Like I know we talked weirdly on an earlier podcast about me not having like a hat head. Like I don't feel like I wear hats very well. So and in the same vein, I don't feel like I wear wigs very well. I've worn like I think one that ever fit me well. But it was like for Alice in Wonderland, which I just can't do that like crazy blonde, like long hair. So I totally got the necessity of a wig, but that was and it was honestly probably the best made wig, but I just feel like on the whole like wigs on me look terrible. So I get that.
Yeah. I just feel like there's enough, if there's someone you really have your heart set on, that's fine. But there's enough people to choose that you can find someone that, you can manage, but I'm sitting here trying to picture you in hats now. I'm trying to think of like what hat would look best on you.
Like I said,
I don't know what, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like never wear hats unless it's the winter and I, wear like a beanie or something or a knit cap. But yeah, other than that, like I'm pretty sure you've never seen me in a hat.
Yeah, you should just throw on a raspberry beret.
I know. Next episode, I should just like come in with something crazy. Oh no, you have seen me in a hat because for our Westworld murder mystery party, I did wear a cowboy hat.
Okay.
I'll wear that next episode maybe.
I haven't seen pictures from that, Alan. I haven't seen
pictures
from so I don't remember what everybody wore, I guess. I remember what I wore, definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what everybody else wore. Because I remember what Ashley wore too, because we both went out and got stuff for that, and we bought hats together for that and stuff. So
yeah, Chris and I dressed vaguely. I mean, Chris more than me, but we're both a little bit of Dolores and Teddy, and I was Dolores, like in her like pants and button-up shirt outfit, not her like iconic blue. Yes.
Yep. I still don't remember the hat though.
I know it's probably because you're so used to seeing me not with a hat. I probably do, but yeah, I'll wear the hat for the first couple minutes next episode, just to show you just how ridiculous they look on me.
That sounds good.
We'll do a hat episode.
Yeah, I'll have to. We'll see what the schedule is like. Next
Mhm.
episode might be me on the road,
Oh, right,
so
right.
see if I
Yeah.
have a hat with me or not. So yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, there's a set of tangents. That's good. Um, I will like use this time, I guess, to say, so yeah, next episode I might be on the road. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we can
Mhm.
get one kind of on schedule, or we'll see. But in the meantime, been putting out clips from past
Mhm.
episodes. So um, it's been real fun to watch our episodes with like crappy audio quality and stuff, um, or like less than audio quality, I
Right.
guess. So, but I have been having fun making those, and hopefully go and watch those on YouTube. I've been having fun making the thumbnails for them.
Mhm.
Uh, so go and tell me if my thumbnails suck or if they're great, that kind of thing. And is there anything else you got for this episode, Andrea?
I did have one thing, just on a because I'm so stuck in like Borderlands right now. I just saw that um the Borderlands movie that they've been planning to make since
Mm,
2016 is finally moving forward with a director
yeah,
attached, and they just announced their first major star. Kate Blanchett has signed on to provide the voice of Lilith, who is a major character in the games. So that is awesome.
voice.
Yes.
The voice up. Okay.
Yes, they said the voice. I don't know if their plan, like it sounds like their plan right now is that she wouldn't be live action, but that could change. So, we'll see. I'll keep an eye on
Okay.
that. But yeah, she signed on
Okay.
to play Lilith. So I'm like super pumped about that because A, I'd totally watch the heck out of a Borderlands movie, and B, I love Kate Blanchett. So, this is good news all around to me.
Well, it's interesting because two of my favorite sort of genres, I often like have real issues with the premise of, but I love like Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay.
I love Horizon Zero Dawn, and I love Cyberpunk. And all those things are, they're either post-apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic, or kind of like seedy, like uh, cool but terrible future.
Yeah.
And so if they can make this movie and they do a good job of it, I'm into that kind of grungy Mad Max sort of world,
Mhm.
that this could offer. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know they've been trying to like make it for so long, so that my hope now is that with this kind of like big announcement and attachment moving forward, this can move forward and be something really cool. Especially, I mean, even from like 2016 to now, like you think about like the technology that, has been
yeah,
upgraded in movie making. It could be something really cool.
and it's an Eli Roth film. Okay, that's
Yes.
the
Mhm.
director.
Yep.
Interesting. It's He hasn't done a lot that I have seen slash like as a director. So that's a bit worrisome, I guess.
Mhm.
You know, just looking at some of his films, I'm just not a fan.
Like, what haven't you
Um,
liked?
well, let's see. Where did they go here now? Director. So we got stuff like, okay, in fairness, I haven't seen most of these, but it's because I haven't wanted to see most of these.
True.
So Hostel, I guess that's the thing. That's where I thought of him from, is sort of from
Right.
the slasher, really gore fest kind of movies, you
Right.
know, and that's never been my thing.
Sure.
So I don't know. I like him in Inglourious Bastards. That's why I like Eli Roth. And I'm sure there's some people that are upset with me right now if they were to see this. The Bear Jew. Yes, the Bear Jew. Exactly. The Bear Jew. That's who he is. That's so great. Oh my gosh. Cabin Fever, Alan says. Yeah, I've heard of that one. I haven't seen it. 5.7 stars out of 10 on IMDb. I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm not green, Alan says. So see, I just like, but maybe this will be the thing. Maybe this will be the one that's like
right.
Makes him awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Interesting. His birthday is very close to mine. All right. Well,
all right.
That's cool. I hope it exists. I hope it comes to fruition.
Yes. My hope would be, I mean, even if, you know, if somebody has to go from the project, I don't want it to be Cate Blanchett.
Sure.
Because her casting to me is very exciting. And I think she does the kind of like ethereal and all-knowing superpower being, obviously being Galadriel, quite well. So she's just got this like amazing, like sort of otherworldly quality to like her voice, especially. So I just think this is a great part for her as Lilith.
Yep.
So
sure. I can bring us into more tangents, but we would keep going then. We're at a good time here. So everybody take the opportunity, hopefully, to follow us on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. Check out our website, like, share, follow, comment, all that stuff. You know, if you watch a little bit of it and you like it, then share it with your parents, share it with your roommates, share it with whoever, that kind of thing.
That's right. Everybody's looking
for
something to do during quarantine, so this could be it.
Yes, I know. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to start getting really controversial or clickbaity or something. And you don't want me to do it. You don't want me to do like titles that are really misleading, you know, like you know, PlayStation 5 doomed to fail, proven. And then you click on it and it's just us kind of talking about it, you know.
Right.
So I don't want to do that kind of thing. So
don't push
like
John to
share and share it. Yeah. So all right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Hopefully we'll have a week episode this weekend. Otherwise, look forward to our clips coming on YouTube. And we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Cheers.
Bye, Andrea.
Bye.